So welcome everyone to the Virgo new moon celebration. Today is August 19th. Yes, Virgo new moon doesn't happen until in the middle of the night, Friday night, so Saturday morning at 1 something, which I have in here. So let's call in sacred space. Let's all take a big deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're just going to drop those grounding cords down. Send our roots down, down, down into the earth. Virgo is one of the queens of the earth realm. Then inhale, draw that earth energy up, up, up through your body. Send it up and out through the top of the head, connecting with the heart of the divine above us. Inhaling, drawing that cosmic energy down through our bodies, sending it all the way down into the earth, activating that as above, so below flow. Then connecting with that flow, breathing in, breathing out, activate the as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. Moving to the north, we welcome Mother Earth. We give such great thanks to be here in a physical body doing this sacred work right now. Moving to the south, we welcome water. We welcome clear, clean, current emotion. We welcome love and joy and flow and abundance. Moving to the west, we welcome air, mind, focus, clarity, all of our guides, angels, allies, and helpers. And moving to the east, we welcome fire and movement and passion, divine right action. Moving to the center, we welcome our divine feminine and our divine masculine in sacred right relationship. We call that beautiful energy down through our bodies, and we call up Mama Gaia to pull and magnetize that energy through us. And we welcome our own sweet, extraordinary souls into the circle. We ask that all of these energies be with us, pray with us, and dance with us for our mutual benefit. Let's get up and move and integrate all of that. Eva, it is a fun. Um, she wants to know the name of the song. So the name of the author is Chan Redfield, and these were the only royalty-free songs I could find that were halfway good enough to dance to. And that one's called Good Things to Come. And I have three of them. This is it, Good Things to Come and Success. But look up Chan Redfield and they're duty free. So that's why it's not because it's my theme song, although it may be turning into that. But that is the only reason we listen to them. But they're kind of catchy. So all right, everybody, take a breath because, oh my goodness, it is busy. It is busy out there. So just like close your eyes for a minute and drop into your body. And I want you to take a minute or two to feel yourself. And I mean, really, like just breathe and relax and drop your conscious awareness down into your body. What do you notice? Do you notice peace and calm? Do you notice anxiety, stiffness, pain? I think a lot of times we just keep busy to cover that up. So during moon times, we let ourselves feel the feels. So whatever's there, just let it come to the surface and we'll see how we're going to work with it for this new energy that's coming in. So I'm going to catch everybody up, which when I look at this, it makes me tired. But the truth of it is that all of the outer planets are in their new positions for now, just for a minute, but they're there. So we can go, okay, kind of have a feel for the lay of the land. Now, September 1, Saturn's retrograding back into Pisces. So breathe now. And that won't be I don't think. But what we're going to do is go back Saturn and what was the other one? Uranus is going to go back into Taurus for a little bit. That's not till later, like in September later. But this is happening with Saturn right now. And right now, he's retrograde in Aries, but he's going to be retrograde in Pisces very soon. So you're like, who cares? What does that mean? Well, right now, and you'll notice I'm trying to point to the screen with my finger. You'll notice all of these big planets and Chiron, the ones that are out far away that have changed signs, they're all in retrograde. I just watch this and go, oh my gosh, what a divine appointment. No, this is a new moon, and it should have said new moon because I rechanged it, but I'm not going to go back and look now. It's a new moon. So at any rate, my point with all of this is that right after all of these planets shifted, they all went retrograde. And that gives us time. That gives us time to get a feel for them, to clear timelines with them, to connect with them in a different way, build a different relationship. We have been, people have been saying this. I go back and look at some of the slides from years ago. We've been saying it for a while, and every time we make a little increment forward, but we're right on the precipice now. So it's kind of go time, and this is part of the reason we feel tired. But let's go back up here to the top. All of the outer planets are in their positions. We had that big 8-8 portal that everyone was all excited about. And then the Venus Sirius Jupiter conjunction, which all of that was beautiful energy. And I know a lot of people worked with those planets. And then on 8/12, what you may not have known was that there was a sextile between Saturn in Aries and Uranus in Gemini. So the theme, and this is happening a lot now, the theme is moving from the old Saturn into the new. So how can those two planets work together? And in your life, and sextiles are always positive experiences. So you want to think about, as we go through this today, how do you want to, what's the word? Revolutionize. And especially in Virgo, your day-to-day experience. But this is the energy of what we're looking at still. And so layer in to all that. The sun moves into Leo Friday afternoon. The moon moves into Leo. It's at 0 degrees Leo and 23 seconds at 1:07 a.m. Central Time. So in the middle of the night. So it's just a few hours apart. So Virgo is going to play a big influence in this backdrop of energy that we've got going on. But when I look at this and when I feel into it, what it feels like to me is, okay, create some time for yourself. Sit down with your journal and your planner and dream and really do it. It's like really take 24 hours, just you, and do it. So you can look back at all the intentions and the desired outcomes you set up on 8/12, and then the 8/8 portal and all of that. Look back at that and go, okay, because Virgo can help you with this, what are the step-by-step actions because there's a lot of areas I'm just going through in my mind, and Virgo's already, I'm turned on in Virgo right now. So all of those things are already ratcheting themselves in, but it's like, in order for that to happen, there has to be step in the physical. It can way happen in the spiritual, but in the physical, there has to be step-by-step action. So I see this as yet another perfect timing with this, sun and moon in Virgo. Okay, sit down and plan. Sit down and get serious about your new beginning, whatever that looks like. Okay, I'll shut up about that now, and we'll just look at stuff. So the overview, like I said, now this is another cool thing that's happening, which I was very excited about this, because Virgo is what we call the sign of the priestess. She's all about ritual, all about organization, all about taking care of and making sure everything operates properly on the physical plane in accordance with the divine plane. So, order, order, order. She's very akin to Lakshmi when it comes to that. So there's two of them. This is why I'm excited. We have 2 new moons in Virgo in a row. So the first one is obviously this Friday, and then the next one is on the 21st of September, right before the sun moves again. So we get 2 of her, and I'm delighted. Now, here's the thing that can make this, I'm already experiencing this too. I'm sure you all are too. We talked about this in, like, right now, we're still in that Leo sun. And it's been a little scratchy. Relationships have been scratchy. Things are scratchy. The other thing that can happen, remember, we have these three big outer planets called the gods of change that are in this big trine. And this has been happening for a while, along with Saturn. And so it's like their intent is to move everybody through this transition so that we can start behaving like we are supposed to behave on this planet. And with Uranus in the mix, Uranus will be like, what? You're stuck in that, you keep doing that same thing over and over again when you know better than to do that. Let's just stop that right now. And there'll be a big surprise or a big thing that will make you wish that you'd never, ever engaged in whatever it was. So pay attention. It's like Uranus and Gemini is like a wild card. It's like, let's fix that. So that's why I say take some time to yourself, sit down, get out of your head, get into your body, let yourself think, and let your heart guide you. That is going to be your true north right now. So let's talk about other stuff. Let's see here. So when I say perfect, we're at the new moon in Virgo. She's great for planting seeds around new beginnings in health, attention to detail, planning, organization. And here, this is where Virgo shines. Oh my goodness. All she wants to do is help people. Here, can I do that for you? Can I make you some soup? Can I take care of you? Can I make sure that all your cabinets are organized? Some of us on this call have a dear friend that is a Virgo and we love him. I always need him at my campouts for sure. So, and you want people like that. You want people that are Virgo, especially during this moon, around you. I mean, they can help put things together for you if you need help with some of this. So I do want to flip back. So remember, these influences, the one for today lasts for 2 weeks. So it's kind of like a little preview of what's coming at the end of the month, which will be louder because it is a solar eclipse as well. Not at the end of the month in September, at the end of the cycle. So the effects of it will last 6 months. So 2 weeks, 6 months. Here's where we get a little taste, and then we know better what to do in September as we go forward. Now, here's the piece I was talking about. Maybe I haven't talked about it yet. I'll talk about Pluto and Chiron. I want to see where I put this. There it is. I should have put it up sooner. And I'm going to say this now, and then I'll move back up to the other slides. Remember, Virgo's all about organization, getting our ducks in a row, kind of getting ready for, the beginning of fall. So it's also about health and service. So looking at places where we need support there. And there's tons of support right now for all of this work. But here's the other little Uranus piece. There is a hard square right here. So Uranus in 1 degree of Gemini, and over here, 1 degree of Virgo. So Virgo is a earth sign. Gemini is an air sign and is kind of like the wild and crazy air sign. Just all over the place sometimes. So having that little surprise energy over here it reminds me of when Somebody's trying to stack things up really neatly, and somebody will just come and run. If little kids are playing and they're stacking up their blocks and another little kid runs in with his car and knocks them all down, that's Uranus energy. So pay attention, and pay attention to your thoughts and words as well, because this isn't just a physical movement. This is a big spiritual, it's a movement on all levels, but a hugely spiritual movement. So what you say and what you think matters more now than ever. So play games with yourself, but learn to catch yourself in a negative thought and shift it. Pam Gregory has a really good little tool for that. She says, think of a good word, a word that you like, that gives you joy, gets you excited, gets you feeling, and someone shared this with her as well. It gets you feeling happy and excited about life. Like abundance, joy, peace, play, anything that you get excited about. Anytime you have a bad thought or you say a bad word, say it to yourself out loud. My former husband and I used to chant when we'd catch ourselves doing this. I love Pam too, Eva. So Pluto and Chiron, they are quintux the luminaries, and by the luminaries we always mean the sun and the moon. And then Chiron is also trine. So both planets. So if you've had emotions with people, or if you notice people around you having emotions, that's going to keep happening. More reasons to stay in the real positive zone and clean your trauma. Oh, clean your trauma. Keep Ho'oponopono in your hip pocket and use it all the time. Because the more you can do that, the more you clear the way for all the things that you're frustrated about to melt, and all the things that you want to come in. I mean, when Chiron plays with Pluto, it's like, clean up your stuff, and then here's your toys, or here's what you need to do your sacred work on the earth. But it's like, it's just like the grandmothers. It's like, the toys are going to stay over here until you learn to play nice. And if you need to forgive somebody, do that. Then you can open the gateway. So same thing. And it's happening to the point that I've seen relationships explode that you never would have thought. One person even has a broken arm now, a broken right arm that is her livelihood. So learning is not worth those kinds of physical changes. Don't be the one that has to get your lessons that way. So pay attention. And then Ceres and Jupiter, Ceres making 135 degrees square to the sun and the moon, mirrors Pluto once again, supporting enhanced wealth and emotional healing. So you do one, you get the other. That's just the way it works. And then finally, Jupiter is in a semi-square to the moon. So it can amplify the effects of all the other planets because he's hanging out with the moon right now. All right, I got to see which direction I'm going. And then Saturn and Neptune, they are in a quintux with the sun and the moon. So Saturn can help you be more productive and mature and manage your time well. Neptune can support that deep spiritual awakening and help you operate in the zone. So those two together, I'm loving that they're hanging out together. I'm going to be sad on September 1 when they move apart for a while, because I think they both have really good influences on each Once again, Uranus is squaring the luminaries, and it could destabilize situations that aren't fully aligned with your highest good. So write that down. It could destabilize situations that aren't fully aligned for your highest good. If you see things happen, this is happening for me, not to me. And so you want to step back and look and watch what's happening. And also participate, actively participate. Don't just keep going and not stop, and really do some ceremony on Friday around this. So he may urge you to express fully your unique human self and serve others using your special gifts and talents that you love most. So that's a lot. So breathe into all of that. And then I want to give you some time. I have some really good cards for this one. I want to give you some time to journal. So these are things you want to look at. And especially this last one. What are the details you need to attend to reinvent yourself? Are there budget issues? Are you on target with your goals and intentions? Are you in balance? How's your self-care? All of that. All right. So there is potentiality for this. So I want to go ahead, because I see some of you are finished with those questions. So I'll go ahead and give you some to chew on here. So Earth, the Earth card is all about receiving in the physical this time. And there is a very big potency to not only receive in the physical, but then to receive in order to make big changes in the physical. So if you have a pet project that you really want to see happen and come to fruition in the physical realm, now's the time to really start calling that in, planning, doing the things you need to do to make, it's like, and then ask for help, ask for financial help, ask for any kind of help you need, and notice what comes. Pay attention, because this is the time when you make miracles happen. And it takes your big spiritual self and your little physical self in balance, working in balance to make those things happen. So the beauty of this planet is that there are many ways to receive, as there are givers and receivers. We can receive love with our emotions. We can receive information with our minds. We can receive energy by engaging our passion and our action. One of the wonderful ways to receive is in the physical realm, spoken by a true Taurus Venus. In fact, all those other ways are pretty much contingent upon receiving in the physical realm. We literally need a physical body to engage all those other ways of receiving. This way of receiving is literally written in the stars. The archetypal energy of Capricorn, an earth sign, lives in the north door on the cosmic map. The north is traditionally known as the receiving door. Sometimes many of us grow up with stories that keep us blocked from receiving in the physical realm. We may not feel we deserve to receive. We may feel like we should always be giving rather than receiving. And, Virgo is going to encourage that. We have to receive in the physical because we live in the physical realm. So, and, the way I like to think of that is if you open yourself to receive enough so that you can help others and there's some left over for you. It's like that's the way Lakshmi works. So do what you love, give to who you need to give to, and tell the universe what you need. So are there old stories blocking your receiving? Where do you need to open and allow yourself to receive in the physical realm? And that could even be an intention for this moon cycle is show me, show me where I need to open to receive. Next, the water realm. Just put you up there for a minute. And it feels like someone else pulled the card, the stars pulled the cards, because here we have abundance. And there is an big opportunity for abundance right now. Defined as a state or condition of having a copious quality of something, plentifulness, abundance truly describes the natural state of this planet. Everything here has the potential to show up abundantly. The natural progression of life on this planet is to beget more life, to grow into more and more abundance. If there are places in your life where you don't feel abundant, it's time to prime the pump. Spend some time aligning with the energy and vibration of abundance. Where do you need to remember that abundance is your natural state? Where do you need to open to receive? The miracle key for stimulating abundance is gratitude. Where do you need to be grateful today for what may be coming tomorrow? So journal with water for just a moment. See what water has to share. Around abundance. And then, perfect with Neptune playing out there, intuition in the air realm. Intuition speaks to that sixth sense of the inner or body knowing. Learning to use your intuitions requires that you pay attention to the little nudges and hunches that impulse through you. Many times we may go to linear mind and discount our inner wisdom. When we begin to listen and flex this muscle, we get better and better at making wise decisions and avoiding difficulties as a result. So your intuition is going to help you with that Jupiter thing, with not Jupiter, Uranus thing. The only requirement here is to listen and pay attention. When you get that inner nudge, follow it. Where has your intuition been trying to speak to you, and where do you need to listen? Motivation. Have you all found this in short supply? from sheer exhaustion, maybe? Hopefully that's going to shift at the moon, at the new moon. This is one of the most potent powers of fire and one of the most necessary. Some of us may be able to power through for a short while, and many of you that are my age know that those days are over when we do not feel like doing anything. But this is usually short-lived. Many times we need a big dose of motivation to get our intentions into action. For some, eating, and I mean that by earning the money to eat, is a huge motivation. If you don't have money to buy food to eat, you might well be motivated to do something to get some. This is a very basic level of motivation, but you get the idea. When it comes to motivation, you may need to focus on your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you want to manifest your creation, your business, your life in a certain way? When you get clear on your why, it becomes the driving force of what you do, and you can harness the motivation to do the things you need to do. So, where do you need more motivation, and what is your why? Journal with fire. And then in spirit, I pulled self-sovereignty. So sovereignty is defined as supremacy of authority or rule exercised by a sovereign or state, complete independence and self-government. To be self-sovereign is to be in complete authority over one's own behaviors, actions, and outcomes. From this position, we no longer depend on others to define us, inform us, or assist us. It does not mean we don't accept or even ask for help, but it does mean that receiving help from someone else in no way gives them the right to inform our decisions. This is full governance of the self. It implies complete autonomy. It ensures that we have the freedom to act as we see fit. Are there places in your world where you feel you need to behave in a certain way in order to appease others? Do you feel dependent or needy? Where do you need to increase your self-sovereignty? And this is a big theme. I mean, there is a big push for this right now. And I pulled, I mean, you can't do Virgo and not do something about money. So I pulled a prosperity card. And of course, this is the one that came out because this is a Virgo thing to do. Track your income. This is the number one tool of all the money teachers because it works, truly. And it's so simple. You just get a notebook, you date the first page with the month and the year, and you number 1 through 30. Every day, no matter what, either first thing in the morning or at night before you go to bed, you figure out how much money you made that day. Even if you only get paid on Fridays, check in every day. Even just to write a zero and keep at it. At the end of the month, write in your total for the month and then do it again next month and begin to watch the bottom number grow. And some of those blanks will begin to fill in. I promise you, anytime I do this, I'm okay. Anytime I don't, all chaos happens. It's just a really good boundary for this Gemini. And it makes you pay attention to your money and what you're spending it on and where it's coming from. So with all of what you've been writing, go ahead and write an intention for this new moon in Virgo, our trial run of our new moon in Virgo. Okay, I got you started. You still have tons of time to sit, to do the things, to write the intentions, to go inside and do some clearing on yourself, however it works for you. Do those things. Um, and we'll move through this process in a good way. Let's get up and move a little bit. And if you haven't, check the email. If you need support through this time, there's a nice little short Stalking the Divine Sophia class coming up, and it's in the email that I'll send out with the recording. Here we go. Come on, we just want you to play, buddy. All right, everyone. Okay, I will stop the share. Let you all look at each other, wave at each other. I need to share my screen. No, undo me. There we go. All right. I give thanks to the elemental forces for holding space for us today and always. I give thanks to the divine wisdom within all of us. And I give thanks for all of these beautiful souls that are using their wisdom to do their sacred work. And I close this circle in the light. All right, lovelies. I will see you next time, probably in 2 weeks, if not before.